each and every day realizing that I'm doing something that is producing something. I just have to stay motivated and inspired.
Welcome to the Created to Be podcast. It's great to be back for another week. It's always a good week when we get a good hang, huh, Doc?
A good hang. It's a good hang. I'm excited.
So, of course, I'm here today, Bethany, as one of the many hosts on this show, as well as Justin.
Yo.
Doc.
Yes, ma'am.
And our special guest, Jeremiah Pierce.
What's going on, y'all?
Jeremiah is on staff. He actually helped us launch this podcast a couple years ago. And
funny.
and told great stories. And we want to be able to share great stories on this podcast. And Jeremiah is always fun guy to be around. So we're glad that you're on the podcast today, Jeremiah.
For sure. Grateful to be on, and we're going to have some good conversation for sure.
Yeah, because we're extending, I don't know what our listeners think of this whole Arbor Day. Today is Arbor Day.
Today, it just hit me like today is Arbor Day.
It's the day we've been talking about, Darius.
I wish this was on video so people could see how lit up his eyes are right now.
It just hit me that today is that day.
Yes.
I've been waiting on it, but for me to be waiting and literally get to the day and still don't realize it.
That's tough.
It's not too late.
It's not too late. I got a surprise for you today, Darius.
I'm excited.
So Arbor Day is also not, when I looked on my calendar, it didn't even list it for today. That's probably because there's a lot of different Arbor Day depending on where you are in the United States. So, but typically the general rule of thumb is the last Friday in April. And we happen to be recording on a Friday on Arbor Day.
Wow.
Nice.
Which this might be a good time to tell Darius that I brought him a gift. You can't see the gift. It's on that chair over there.
A plant? What? You know what? Is that for me?
Yes, it's for you.
Listen, I'm going to tell you why that is so. This is why this is amazing. Because I was sitting here thinking I got to go to Lowe's. But Bethany has saved me a trip.
I'm going to put this obligation on you.
Oh,
I'm putting this burden on you today to plant a tree.
Oh, Santana going to love this.
Okay, and so I don't know much about this plant. Can you tell, before we tell you what it is, can you describe it? I mean, it's a little, not much going on, but.
It's not much going on. It looks like it's in its beginning stages.
Yeah.
It got some yellowish looking, I don't even know if you call those leaves in the infant stage of flowery or a tree. Is that those leaves?
Yeah, so this plant, actually, one of the reasons it can grow from 3 to 6 feet, and it's really more of a shrub, but I, wanted to give you something that's
something my height.
Tree-like.
Something my height. I'm on the short side, so I won't get much shade under this one.
I don't know.
No, well, this is it. Ideal as a hedge, the sunshine ligustrum, which is what it is, offers year-round golden foliage that flourishes in full sun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Flourishes in full sun. I mean, it can't be called a sunshine tree if it didn't like sun.
That's true.
This sterile, non-invasive cultivar will not reseed into the landscape.
What?
All right. In fact, it doesn't bloom at all, which is good news for allergy sufferers.
So I also didn't know if y'all have allergies.
I got them bad.
Okay, so it doesn't
But
flower.
it doesn't. See, I know you like me.
I mean,
if it had allergies, I was like, Anthony set me up.
Darius is going to love this so much. He's going to be talking about the sunshine plant. Everybody needs a sunshine plant.
I will never forget Arbor Day now.
Yeah,
It's over.
This is it. I also brought for you, Darius, I wanted to see if this is what you remembered from your childhood.
You put the bean in the bag, huh?
And you put it on the window? Did y'all do this?
No.
This isn't what you did.
No. So what we had was something similar to that, but much
pot.
smaller.
A little pot.
Okay.
Little pot.
He put it in the pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I brought this. You can't see it, obviously, because we don't have video. But this is typically what, kids will do. They'll put, a wet paper towel, damp paper towel with a seed. I just put a pinto bean in there. But and then you hang it on the window, and you let the sunlight in, obviously, and then you can, watch what happens. So we're going to go to pre-K right here. I'm just going to ask you.
You brought the plant life cycle from
I'm going to quiz you guys.
Benjamin Pygott.
Because we're going to extend this. Yeah.
4-year-old learning here.
She said Benjamin Pygott.
So we are going to extend this conversation to gardening because Jeremiah's into that. We're going to learn from him today. But before we get into other topics, and as we're still in this intro, I want to see what we all remember from this little experiment that some of us might have done as a child. So, I mean, I don't know that this is it says the plant life cycle. I don't know if it's fair to start with this one. But the seed needs what?
Soil.
Very
Soil,
good, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
This is why we brought you on. Then what
That's so funny.
And then what does it need after that? You put it in the soil and it needs
water.
Yeah.
Water.
Water.
You'll get the next one. Okay, and then what happens after the seed is in the soil and receives water and sun? They kind of skipped that part. But
Yeah, we need sun.
Definitely.
what happens?
It germinates.
I was just gonna say germinate, but I didn't know if that was the right word. That's
No,
the right
that's
word.
the right word.
Come on, Darius.
Way to go, Darius.
Come on,
Coming
now.
in hot.
Yes.
The seed will sprout.
Fajita.
And then, according to this little thing, the sprout needs
Sunlight.
It needs it all. Continue.
it needs
Rinse
water.
and repeat.
and then what is it
that's true.
called once it's sprouted and it's growing?
Oh, is it like the sapling thing?
Close? Seedling? Is that the
Seedling.
same thing?
See, what I was
yeah.
going to say was completely
That's true.
wrong. I mean,
Small
completely
one.
wrong.
Okay, and then the next one in this little booklet, before you came in, Jeremiah was talking about a man that is
Beekeeper.
yeah,
Yes.
beekeeper. So then the plant needs
Pollination.
pollination from the bees.
Which is cool. That's how they grow. Actually, they don't just you would think the plants just kind of do their own thing and keep growing, but it literally has male and female has to reproduce in order to make the plant bigger. A lot of people don't realize that. But
I didn't.
yeah.
no bees, it doesn't grow.
Yeah, I was a lot of people.
Oh, it's a lot of bees.
You a lot of people don't know that. I'm a lot of people.
I know. Well, it was kind of like last year we put a watermelon plant in our flower bed because I told Ben he could pick whatever he wanted, and that's what he picked. I was like, okay, great.
Yes.
So now we have these melon vines that are just taking over our yard.
very invasive.
And I didn't know that when it flowers, this is so ignorant of me, but it needs a pollinator.
Yes.
In order for it to,
Yes.
anyway. So then I'd see it flowering, and I'd be looking,
What's going on?
where are the bees? Come on, man, do your
Yeah.
job.
So a cool thing about that, say if there's no bees or they're not as much, what you can do is take a paintbrush, you put it inside the flower, and put it into another flower, and just keep doing like that. So that's what bees do.
Yeah.
So you can do the same thing.
And you have to wear a bee costume if
Hold
you're
on.
doing
You have to wear a bee costume.
It's
If
a
not,
part
it
of
doesn't
it.
work.
Yeah. It's a part of
it. You have to go bzz, bzz, bzz.
Yeah, you definitely have to do that.
I think that
It's the only way it works.
What would be wild if somebody
my
actually sent us a video and was in a
Did
bee
that.
suit.
Be see,
doing that.
They get
Yeah.
it. They get it.
Oh my god.
So, but you said take a paintbrush.
Or something that's like.
No,
that
I got
they
you.
can collect it and then move it.
But what are you collecting?
The pollen.
That's the
Pollen.
pollen.
Oh, just the pollen. I
See,
got you.
the reason bees spread it,
Pollination.
right? Yeah,
I love
bees
this.
spread it because when they're in the flower to get whatever, they're actually having all pollen on them, and it carries
Sticks their
it
little
literally
hairs
sticks
on
to
their
them.
body.
So when they go to the next part, they're not carrying pollen and putting here. It's just
I'm
on
sorry,
their body.
I just pictured little
like
hands.
here, there.
yeah.
No, that's not
They
their
have little
job.
hands.
Don't they rub their butts into it?
Right.
I thought that they do that.
It's just like
probably
when
do
they
that.
Rub their
land,
whole thing.
it just
Yeah.
it comes off of them.
Yeah.
Man, I am learning so much right now.
So he's like,
I know, I'm sorry.
here.
You talking about coming in hot? This is literally coming in hot.
That's funny.
Oh man.
I did not know that. I'm just over the moon, and we're 10 minutes in.
I know. If even. Oh my goodness. Oh, you nailed that. It is 10 minutes. All right. The wind blows new seeds off the plant, and then the new seed needs soil, water, and sunlight. And then there you go. That's the basic. I mean,
Yeah.
there's more complicated words for all those things, but this is
I think I need to go back to that class.
need pre-K
I just
3.
learned in
I just
pre-K
learned
first.
a lot from Benjamin Pygans.
Need to audit some plant classes here in Mississippi
Yeah.
State.
We're going to get into a lot more, Darius, so we'll take a little bit of a break from that. But yes, I did bring you what hopefully represents a tree. It's kind of, in the middle there between plant and tree, but it's a good starter maybe.
It's a good start. I'm excited.
It's gonna
about
look
it.
good.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
going to look good. I was kind of like, man, I want one of these. Okay, so we did have the luncheon, and we had said in advance it was going to be great, and it was great.
It was great.
Great.
It's really good.
It went really well. We're excited about that. We added some new elements, got some feedback on that, and it was positive. So we'll continue to just make all those things better. we're going to stretch out this topic of gardening because Jeremiah is with us, and also because this is the time of year where you do these things, you know? And every year, I mean, I'm just learning every year. And when something fails, I decide, do I want to do that again and learn about it, or do I want to try something new? So this year, I am trying more of like flower type things, not some plants, flowers, not so much, you know,
vegetables
like food.
and stuff like that.
I'll go to the store. But
I mean, you could eat flowers, but you know.
Yeah, I actually have a really cool picture of a flower. I don't, you know, obviously people can't see it, but check this out. This bloomed today in my
Oh,
house.
that's beautiful.
Man, that's nice.
Is it like the velvet looking flower?
So they're called it's an amaryllis, and you normally get them around Christmas time.
Wow.
And you're supposed to put them outside after the last frost, and then you move them back inside before there's like a freeze or frost again in the fall, winter. And we did not. We just left it outside all year, so I was not sure what would happen
There's
with
a
this
little coverage under the roof right there from the frost.
Yeah, but the soil is like a mixed bag in this bed. Like some places are super dry, like the desert. Others it's wild back there. But we planted it back there, and yeah, that's just from this morning. It just finally bloomed this morning. It was popping up.
I mean, it's a double bloom.
It is a
too,
double
which is kinda
bloom,
cool.
which is really neat. There's another one right next to it, but coming out of the same stalk.
Double bloom. What's a double bloom?
You might can see in this other picture.
No, I'm saying I could see that. I'm saying I could
It's
see
two blooms coming off the same stalk.
Yeah, I'm
at
gonna
one
show you.
time?
Here it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
You see how they're next to each other?
See, okay.
Okay.
That is so powerful
Which
to me.
maybe that
Which is kind of wild because there was a stalk coming up, and we actually tore off the bloom of that one.
Yeah.
And so the fact that I wasn't sure if this one would come up, but that is a message right there.
Man, that's why I stopped
Right,
while I was
right.
ahead. But a double bloom,
Yeah.
man,
Pretty cool.
Okay, it is.
But it is kind of like
a
it
double
is-
blessing.
See, that's
Double portion.
I'm trying to hold it together.
If only,
Go ahead.
if only we had the organ preloaded in my sound effects.
Oh,
Man,
my
we need
God.
that. That's good.
That
Remember
was
for
good.
next
That
time.
was good. See, I was just trying to stop though, because I thought a double bloom that just did something to me.
Yeah, well, it's pretty cool. You have to come to my house to see it. But it is kind of, to answer your question, it is a pretty like thick bloom, and it's actually metallic.
Oh, wow.
Like you can
That's
see
pretty
the
cool.
shimmer, almost like glitter
Yeah.
in it,
Wow.
which is crazy. But anyways, these are Christmas time.
It's crazy
plants.
how pretty flowers are. I saw a lady who had some, it was like a velvet looking flower, and it literally looked like the material. I'm like, wow. And it's just,
And it's grew
You know,
like
blow you away is blue bonnets in Texas. You see a whole field of blue bonnets are amazing.
I
We
just saw
also
that
saw a
last night.
field of red poppies.
oh, wow. That's
and
pretty cool.
it is your eyes. It's so hard to even like take it all in
Because it's so bright and
because
red.
it's so bright and it's so like it's just so much color
Wow.
to take in. It was pretty impressive.
It's like
the
a,
whole time.
a
We caught-
filter.
Yeah,
like
it's-
looking
it
at a
really
Yeah,
filter.
it doesn't look real for
No,
sure.
and it's similar to probably going to the mountains and trying to take in the landscape and all the things that are just like, man, how? But it was just so bright. And it was like, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shameless plug here. We've had a lot of laughter and things to show already. So shameless plug, if anybody ever wanted to make a generous donation to upgrade to video here, we will take that. Before we move on, I
Gladly.
just thought gladly we will receive that gift because it is pretty fun to talk about these things and show pictures and stuff. But sorry you can't see what we're talking about. So gardening, I kind of just mentioned this, but there's kind of a couple of different gardening things you can do. Like one is aesthetic, enjoyment. So you have the landscaping. Justin keeps talking about we need stuff in our front yard, like our grass needs to be different because that's what we see. And then, which is great. I do appreciate that. I do like for the front to look good, but I'm also thinking like enjoyment of our backyard because I want our family to spend time back there. So that's kind of the way we're leaning this year more so. And then we want to hear more from Jeremiah because there's the practical purpose of like actually growing food. And that I've tried, and maybe we probably have a better spot for it. But
do.
I feel like it's a lot more work and like it's a lot to figure out. So I just wanted to ask you, Jeremiah, when did you get into this?
Okay, so I got into this actually, I would say it's been a year and a half now, I would say. I got in right before like August area last year. and I just did a lot of trial and error, YouTube, just learning from. I ended up running into a farmer. He's been growing for years. Like he's in the Farmers Association, and so I got to run to him, talk to him, and I just met a lot of people. And so, but yeah, it's probably been about a year and a half with just trial and error, looking up stuff, and I was just fortunate enough to have really good turnouts. So it's been really cool.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, what motivated you? Like,
I don't know. I think me and Shay were just feeling like I think it'd be cool to have that type of, I don't know, access if you can for yourself. Like, it's cool to go into places, but think about how just cool and how you know what you grown, you know what it's been in, it's not been touched, everything's natural. It's just a little bit more peace of mind. And then, like, it's the coolest feeling ever is to go outside, pick some okra, and fix them that day. Like, it's just the coolest thing ever.
It is satisfying.
So we just tried it. And we were both on the same page. She was like, I think we should start. I'm like, yeah, I've been thinking that. And so we just started.
Okay, so y'all have a lot, like, at your house that's big enough for this. Do you think that you would feel different about it if you didn't have that kind of space?
So the cool thing about us, we've got raised beds. So it doesn't matter how big your space is for this. Our raised beds are like I would say like a 10 by 2 foot. So it could fit in on a balcony. It could fit on, a small yard or whatever, because we're kind of based off of, we thought a raised bed would be better because you got your soil. You can doctor your soil and easier without having to try to figure out the soil that we have in Starkville is crazy. So, but it doesn't matter if it's big or small. I think you can put it in a pot. I mean, I had some my tomatoes and different things were in big like pots, so it doesn't really, you don't have to have too much space or not enough. I mean, now if you got like watermelon or some vine and type plants, it will cover your balcony if you don't have enough space. But other than that, no, it's
just be available, huh?
Yes, just be available.
It doesn't matter how big or small.
Doesn't matter how big. Just be
willing. Be
willing vessel.
Open-handed.
Open-handed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh jeez.
So you said that you kind of had some good with your trial and error. You had fruit producing or vegetable, like you produced. So what were some of your best things?
Okay, so the peppers did amazing. So the jalapenos, the bell peppers, and the banana peppers, they got to a point they were pushing out like 10 plus a week.
Wow.
And so like once I picked them, the little ones that were little, they're big. And so it was such a quick turnover to like we were just giving away and stuff started going bad because we just had so much. Yeah. So those did amazing. Okra was the same thing. They would pop out like 5 or 6 or maybe 7 of them. You'll pick them. The ones that are medium size, when you come back, they're big. So I got to cook like 3 or 4 batches of fried okra. I love fried okra.
I do too.
So it was delicious. You don't like fried okra?
Not at all.
We're going to pray for you.
Not at all.
Listen, fried okra, dude, man, it's
That's not
so
a filter,
good.
by the way. That really is his voice.
No, but so okra, sweet potatoes did good. They just took a long time. Potatoes did good. They took a while. I did learn, though, I didn't have them deep enough, so they didn't get as big.
Interesting.
Yeah, so potatoes and sweet potatoes.
How big were they?
They got probably...
you
That's a
laughing at?
revelation, isn't it?
They didn't grow as big because they wasn't as
Deep enough. They weren't rooted
Come
enough.
on, man.
No.
I love talking about gardening plants. This has changed my...
Man, I really do need that.
I had so much revelation of
Man,
just
that
God
is
speaking to me
amazing.
through gardening. It's been crazy. But the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, and the onions, and the corn, they needed extra deep stuff. So my onions didn't do good because they couldn't go down. My corn didn't do good because I think because it's such a tall stock,
it's
it
hard.
has to go down a little bit further than the other ones. So those 4 things, they didn't do as well. But the potatoes and sweet potatoes, they grew. They did do good, but they just weren't huge. But
how big were they?
now the sweet potatoes are probably
okay.
I would say 7 to 8 inches tall, and then you have some that look weird. Like they're the weirdest shaped things.
Yeah.
Like some of them be like a ball, some look like a ranch. Like it's just random stuff they look like. But no, they were good. It just they weren't much. But like the potatoes, man, we had like the average size was probably like diameter would be like probably 3 to 4 inches. You had like 40 of them, and it was like a big a box. We just put them all in there. And then a cool tip, if you don't want to eat the potatoes now and you want to keep them healthy and sustain, just keep dirt on them. When you pick them out, leave the dirt. Don't clean them. Because once you clean them, that kind of starts the deteriorating process.
Leave the dirt on.
Leave the dirt on. It may not look good, but it's good for your good. It's for your good.
It's working out for your good. It's working out for.
Some people have a space, like for ones that do a lot at their house, they'll have like a separate room just for curing. And so those things will just go and sit, dry, humid, not humid place, to where they'll last for a long time.
Man, wow.
I did not know that.
So they last way longer than potatoes in the store.
Wow.
Way longer.
So when you was explaining, and were you telling us some of your errors in the fact that how they was growing, like some of them, that was a part of the error?
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to ask you the trial and error, but I figured that, but I just want to.
Yeah, so my onions, they were growing for a long time. I finally got like to the point like they're either done or they're dead. Like it's so I just picked it up and it was like I had one about that big, but the rest of them never got to form.
Gotcha.
And they were actually from what do you call it? Not spuds, but it's basically, I can't think of the name, but it's basically when you get an old onion or old potato and you just drop it in. Mm-hmm. I've lost it.
Yeah, I lost it too.
I didn't have to pay for onions or potatoes. I just grabbed some other ones that we had, dumped them in there, cut them. I put them in a cup, and so what I did was I got like a clear cup, filled it up halfway. I put little holes in the sides, like toothpicks, and I put the half of the onion or half of the potato in the water, the other half out. The next thing you know, you start seeing roots grow out at the bottom, and then spuds start coming up at the top. Wow. So it was the coolest thing. Yeah. And then after I got them to like leaf, I dropped them in. Mm-hmm. So.
Wow. Yeah, so I was about to ask how you did your stuff, because you can just, buy the seeds and then or you can transplant, which, sometimes is helpful encouragement if you already see some growth and you can be like, well, I can put this. Mm-hmm. But what we did that I felt like was satisfying, I could just never get it past this point where it was like really growing really well for us to like feed off of. Mm-hmm. But the library in Starkville it's called a seed library, and people donate seeds, and so you can just go pick whatever you want.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, seeds don't cost that much, but still. And so I did kind of like a little experiment. We had like little, the trays that plants do come in. Mm-hmm. We had some of those, and so then we just filled them with soil, put the seed in there, watered them. And I do think that it was like so satisfying when you put a seed in there and you get to make your own little transplant before you move it. That was really satisfying. I loved watching that like pop up from those. But I could do that really well. But it was the put them in a bed and getting the pollination, all that, like that just failed. Okra did pretty good. Okra's pretty.
They do they're some tough cookies. Okra and potatoes. They do their own thing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my question is, if somebody wanted to start a garden and grow their own vegetables, what would be a suggestion to get them in the swing of gardening? Like, what would be a good starting point?
Okra.
Okra.
That would be good, but I also would start small, because you don't have to have a farm in your first year.
Like I know, but I'm saying like I was saying like now
like a specific plant.
Yes, like he said, okra.
Oh okra, potatoes. I would say peppers, tomatoes. Yeah. They are easy to grow. They very low maintenance. But I think one thing that you would do if you don't have like some type of thing to keep pests away, just have some type of mint or some type of flour like that to kind of help, so you won't have to fight pests.
That's what I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, they come. This is another revelation. You're gonna like this. So what I realized is bugs don't come to healthy plants. Mm-hmm.
Dramatic pause for emphasis.
Bugs, the worms and all them, they're drawn to unhealthy plants. They see something wrong with it and they eat it. Just like a vulture comes and eats dead things. The worms only come to things that are dying. So if it's healthy, it's not touched.
So if you got worms coming to your life right now, I'm joking. No,
just call us for $2 to get some holy water. FCA logo.
So you well, this is what I was gonna say. Like with you saying that, And even talking about like the aspects of things, how you can grow them and how you can get started. I'm just amazed at like how much you can actually learn. I think the process of gardening actually pays so much dividends in so many other areas of your life because it teaches you to be patient.
Oh my goodness,
persistent. You're talking about the climate of what it needs to be able to grow and different things like that. And so just with your experience, I didn't know that Jeremiah, you done all this. Like you wear so many different hats.
Yeah.
I mean, he does some of everything. Jeremiah can probably build you a house and all that. But
don't know if it'll stand, but I can build it.
But the fact that you can come in and give insight about that, because I have a question, but I don't want it to be looked at as dumb.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Okay, but I got to be honest.
You gotta be honest.
I got to be honest.
Please.
Is there a difference between green tomatoes and red tomatoes?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So you can go and buy some green tomatoes, but red tomatoes are green before they're red. So they're growing. Every single fruit in the world starts off green.
And then it becomes something else.
Then it becomes whatever color. So blueberries, it blew me today. It just clicked.
They're green.
They start off green. The little green little dots.
Oranges, apples.
Yes, everything starts off green.
Lemons.
So the same revelation for green apple is the
Yes.
same thing as a red apple. It's the same like tomato.
But yes and no. Sometimes you have actual red apples that
I'm going
turn
too fast. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Slow down.
You need to listen. No, but like green apples start off green and they stay green. They just get bigger. Now red apples start off green, but as they mature, they turn to their actual color.
Gotcha.
But everything starts off green. So you can have a green tomato that's just a smaller red tomato.
Gotcha.
Then you can have a green tomato that's actually a full-size green tomato.
So I'm not a tomato guy. Not at all.
I'm not either, but they said you can't really have a garden without tomatoes, so that's why we did it.
So
I like that.
I'm not
green tomatoes.
Well,
like
I
that.
mean that makes a lot of sense. I say I'm not a tomato guy because I can't eat. It's really crazy because I can't eat a tomato on a hamburger, but I can eat it in spaghetti.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know if it's
just not by itself.
Yeah, I don't
deal.
know. So, but the reason why is the taste different?
Of what, the green versus the red?
Yeah.
I like a fried green tomato. I don't know why. I've never heard of fried red tomatoes. So
Me
I'd
either.
imagine
I got you.
there's, I think green is a little bit more firm though.
I think green has a little more structure. They can hold up to the fryer better than the red. I think that's
probably the only reason. Yeah.
They're good though. Have you had them?
So my mom used to cook them, but I never. So okra, green tomato, like that just was my cup of tea.
Something happened to you, man. I don't know. That's all good stuff right there.
I never. It's like
Maybe it was how it was fried.
I just I couldn't do it. I mean I didn't like the taste. Now I'm gonna say this. Hold on, let me go back because now that I'm thinking, I could do fried green tomatoes, but it wasn't a preference.
Yeah.
Like I could eat it, but it's not like if I see them on the stove, I'm just.
I guess it
let me
could be
get
an
me about
acquired
5 or
taste,
6 of
though.
these. Like no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
It could be acquired taste.
You know, the same thing goes for turf, by the way, turf grass. When it comes to the pest, the disease comes to the weaker plant. And so the greatest treatment they would tell us all the time in turf was like the greatest treatment is having healthy grass. That's it.
Yep.
We talk about spraying this and spraying that and all these things. Like, because, turf on golf courses, they have all kinds of things going down on them. And, nutrients and a variety of, herbicides, whatever things that you want to put down, that need to put down, or fungicides to keep disease away. And some you have to do it for prep. Like if a lot of rain's coming, you need to prep to make sure we don't, too much water causes certain disease to pop up on your grass.
True.
But the greatest thing is to keep healthy grass. If you're doing things to keep your grass healthy and aware of the environment and those things, there's like a triangle they would talk about it. We talk about the different things in the triangle. One of those things on the triangle gets weak, it's an opportunity for pests or diseases to enter.
And that's a whole nother
Yeah, that's why I'm not going. I'm not doing this.
And I say that, and my yard is awful. So
Hey,
it's not like
we're working. It's a work in
But you
progress.
know why it's awful.
I
See,
know
that's
why
a big
it's
deal
awful.
right
Yeah,
there.
if you have a problem but know what the problem is, you don't have a problem. So I think
yeah.
Hey, but now so this is the thing. I feel like I am here to represent all of the listeners who have questions but can't ask them.
That's right.
Because I'm
Go for it.
asking them.
Yeah,
So I thought that turf was like created grass.
Oh no! He's talking about Like
no.
grass turf.
No,
Yeah, we
that's
call
what
it
I'm
turf
saying.
grass.
But I thought
real
all
grass.
of that was created.
The fake stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that is created.
Saying that turf
So-
equals fake grass.
fake grass. Yes, that's what.
yeah. Well, I mean, because they always talk
Terminology.
about turf fields.
Yeah,
and-
so that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference between a turf field and like real turf grass? Like, where would I see real turf grass? That's like on the golf course, like you said.
Yes, on the golf
okay,
course.
that's okay.
On our fields here at Mississippi State.
And then you'll see like a football field with the turf.
Right, but that's not the same.
That's not grass. That's actually man-made plastic.
So that's
with
why when he would talk
pebbles.
about, like, he's been talking about this, he's been giving me so much information about turf. I'm thinking all
other
of it
thing.
was the
Fake
football
No.
fake stuff.
So,
So
yeah,
that's why when he started talking
all-
about that, I'm like,
all
okay,
playing surfaces here are grass.
gotcha.
Turf grass.
Now we have practice fields that are turf.
Turf, right, which is like Shire.
Yeah, but see, I'm in a
Yes.
major that is called turf grass
Yeah.
management. That's what I did, and so we see turf grass. That's what we say as like actual
grass.
the terminology.
So you
for
can
it.
see the difference. You can immediately tell the difference just by looking.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I can't.
Man, there's all types of grass out here,
A
dude.
lot of different grasses.
Dude.
Foreign grass. Like Jason's got this cool foreign grass. I think I don't know where it's from, but it's cool. It's flowy, very cool.
Jason
looking.
Stoker?
Yeah, it's so cool. It's like, dude, do not step on his grass. Like, you gotta walk on the sidewalk because it looks so good.
So he doesn't have to mow that, right?
No, he does. But it's cool because, like, even now that I even mow grass, it's crazy. It's another thing. But some grass you can keep at like 3 inches. Some grass you got to take down like 1.5 inches because it's not going to flourish.
Yeah, and then golf courses. Some of these varieties
Mm-hmm.
are meant to be low, so they're meant to be
Gotcha.
a 1/2 inch to
Yeah.
lower on the ground,
Get cut,
like quarter
get cut
inch.
every day.
And so that's
I'm gonna
why.
say because they look like they always
Well, the
freshly
golf
cut.
greens, the golf greens, the things that when you watch golf, I mean that's little blades of grass, and that's exactly the way it's supposed to be mowed.
It's got to be
Down that
firm,
That
too, I'd
is-
imagine, to roll.
You got
not
to roll it.
mess
You got
up
to do a lot of
anything.
things to it. Yeah.
Man, you got to have a
And
little
there's
problem.
ways you got to give it
to
certain
keep,
things
keep
to
that. You know, that's a little problem. It's
Listen.
like, I think it's a centimeter or two.
You
to
gotta-
Bring them on.
encourage. Yeah,
Bring
you
out the
gotta-
zero turn.
you want to encourage horizontal growth instead of vertical growth and all that stuff too. So there's different ways to manipulate all the
gotta-
environments. Like when you get Brandon Harden on here, he's
Yeah, man, we
former
just keep
team
going all
classmate
spring.
who is over all the turf at Mississippi State, and we are once again #1 in the country. Like
Man.
it's like a yearly thing
That's pretty
for playing
cool.
surfaces.
Wow.
So in college sports.
We're that good.
Yep.
So I looked up, I just Googled, like, what are the ages that people get into this? And the different age ranges were like, when you're young, like 2 to 7, which is where, I like to take Ben out and show him, like this morning with Amaryllis. I've been showing him that plant. And I was like, dude, it bloomed today. Come and see it. And he's like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, let's go check the other ones. I was like, look, there's new growth right here and right here.
Nothing beats a Ben reaction.
I know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
good.
he's different.
Yeah, he's pretty
And then, you have adulthood, like 18 to 34, and then like the homeowner age, which is where I feel like I kind of like started like thinking maybe we should do something because it's your own space. So you're like, I kind of want to make this look a
And
little
then you
nicer.
just start realizing how everything's so sprayed with chemicals. Then you're like, man, can we do something about this?
Can we
Yeah.
at least try?
Can we
Right.
like,
At
try,
least try.
make our lives a
I'm
little bit
telling you,
healthier?
Like,
Anyway,
But then you
we'll
have
get
the
off on
whole,
that.
but then you have the whole thing about like when do you plant things,
Yes.
And I just learned a new word this year, so I'll put myself out there, Darius.
Let's go.
Perennial. Do you know what that means?
Now, when I would hear perennial, I would hear stuff like perennial powerhouse.
Yeah.
see, we here. I'm
What
not
does
by
that
myself.
even mean?
It's like it would be like what you would consider something like Alabama's football, or like they are perennial powerhouse.
Every year they
Every
come
year.
back.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what
and
the
they're
plant
there,
is. That's
and
what it means.
Perennial is.
Yeah, so that's when you said perennial, my mind instantly went at being an athlete that I was. And the teams I was on, it was always a perennial.
Right. No, but perennial does mean it comes back year after year. Annual, it's just there for the year. So a perennial plant, beyond the frost and the freeze, it's going to come back. That's what that means, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So you get more bang for your buck if you pick perennial plants. I did not pick all perennial plants because some of it was strategic with what I thought birds, based on research, would like. Also, I took Ben, and I'm like, "What you want, man? What do you like?" And so sometimes we get some random stuff.
I think we may have some of those perennial plants because we did the landscaping at our house probably about 2 years ago now. But it seems like the plants
Keep coming back.
every year, like they keep coming back, and I'm not doing nothing about it.
Right, that's right.
So that must
Probably.
be a perennial plant because I'm like, it's kind of a little scary sometimes because it's like it's nothing, and then it starts blooming. It's like, well, I hadn't been out there. Santana hasn't been out there. Has anybody?
Has anybody been
But
taking-
it could
Yeah.
be a perennial
Yeah.
plant. I need to find out what plants I have in my house. I feel bad right now.
There's apps
Well, you
for
got
that.
a sunshine,
Yeah, you got
sunshine ligustrum.
Because I do have some, and I think that's what it is, like perennial. Because it's like at a certain time they just start like blooming.
And they got some wild names. Not gonna lie, there's some things got some pretty wild names. Some of these plants. I remember being in Virginia for summer ball. You might need to edit this
I'm
one.
nervous what you're about to say.
I was in Virginia for summer ball, and these flowers just started popping up. And I'm like, man, what are these? I've never seen these before. Virginia, different part of the country, and I'm staying with this British couple, Philip and Trisha Crown. I love them. I think they're both with the Lord now. Anyway, and he'd be like, oh, those are called naked ladies. And I'm like, huh?
That's the name of the plant.
And he said, yeah, that's what we call them. They're called naked ladies. And I'm like, all right, here you go.
Did it give the naked lady vibes? Or like,
No, it's just a pretty flower that just bloomed out of nowhere.
I'm so
Do not Google that.
Oh my God! Please, the flower will not come up.
Don't Google that. That is
funny.
amazing, though.
Be specific. Flowers in Virginia.
Right.
Naked lady plant. Please.
And even still,
And have your safe search on.
Yes.
all kinds of things.
But that's amazing though. It was and so like I know you. How long were you there to notice them blooming? Like,
Oh, yeah, the summer.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And they just pop up at a certain time. Boom. There they are.
Well, when we were in Newport Beach, is that where that was in California?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the stuff that they had there, like it just almost looks fake at a certain point because it's just there's no weeds, everything's blooming perfectly.
That's why it's worth millions of dollars for a house over there.
Very
Yes.
expensive to live there. But okay, so whenever we were doing I went to a little event with Abby and they had vendors and stuff, and there was a lady who had a calendar for the year, for like a gardening calendar to tell you when to plant, like if you're going to do seeds, when to start that process and then when to put in the ground, whatever. So I was going to kind of quiz Jeremiah here on, there's also different zones. So you got to know your zone. Sometimes I ignore that and just see what will grow. But, there are zones to give you a better chance of something doing well. And so anyways, there's certain things to plant like February to March, April, May, July to August. So I want to see what you know from this list.
Let me see if I can remember what I saw on the back of the seed packets.
Yeah. February to March.
Are you waiting on him to give you an
Oh,
answer?
we're doing
Oh,
what?
you want me to tell you what can you plant through?
What
Okay.
vegetables?
Okay,
Oh.
so based off what I have planted, February to March, you can do, what is it, April now? April, February to March. I think you can do peppers. I think you can do, basically you waiting for fruits, but like as far as veggies, now I know you can't do collards, you can't do any type of green.
Leafy green.
Leafy green, they don't do good. So it's more of like peppers, maybe like onions, maybe like tomatoes, potatoes. You still can even do beans, but that's gonna kind of be the area.
So your sturdy things.
You got,
Yes.
Your
yeah.
sturdy
Yeah.
plants.
Yeah. Those were all on the February to all the way up to May. Yeah.
Very
Good job. Good job.
Is that because of the weather?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
See, I know
So
a
there's
little
still
some-
going to be some cool that pops
Yeah.
in, and
So
so they
even
can
in
hold it.
that,
They can handle
They
it.
can handle it. I got
you just got to be wise with, because some of them can't really. Some of them say like during that time, but they also say after the last frost. So
Right.
some of them you can plant there and they can die though. But you just gotta kind of
Yeah.
know.
Gotcha.
But
So yeah, in Mississippi, northern Mississippi, the last frost is normally mid-April. So people might wait till like April 15th or so. And then central Mississippi is normally early April. And then south is, the frost is earlier, so around March you can start planting stuff. So anyway, that's we've talked a lot about gardening. There might be too much gardening for people on this podcast. I don't know.
Things are going to be produced in people by talking about this.
Yes.
Man, they're going to leave and being like, I'm going to go watch some videos on this.
There's still time. You can go
Yes,
get your stuff.
There is. College students, man, they hear this, they're gonna be like, man, I'm not gonna get a dog. I'm gonna plant a garden.
Which might be better. Just saying.
Yes.
Start with a plant before
it's
a
least
dog.
expensive.
Yeah, that too.
It is.
But as I was thinking about this topic, and Darius, you've said a couple times, like when we talk about the plants and everything, you're like, man, but I just want to see it. You're like, it's so hard, like the process. But I was kind of thinking about, we started this semester talking about formation is always happening, and that really gardening and the process of gardening is really about maturation and formation. So I thought we would kind of land the plane of this episode talking about those topics. Just like whenever, like I love that bloom on that amaryllis. I think it's so cool. But I've also know the process of seeing the leaves come up. Some of them dry out. We having that first stalk and then taking the bloom off. And then, so like I've seen the whole process happen. So the bloom is super cool. But it's cool to me because of the process, because I've seen the life cycle of this plant. And I was just thinking about that, like how, we go through these processes, and oftentimes that thing we think we can have a mindset of like we're trying to get to that. And so I have to tolerate or just kind of trudge through all this to get to that desired outcome. But as I was thinking about talking about this today, I thought, what if I see wholeness more of like, instead of I'm seeing wholeness or like full maturity as the actual end result, if I see it instead of actually wholeness is the entire process. Like that's what it means to be whole, is to do it all. Like it doesn't have to be separated into these categories of like, that's what I'm after. It's just part of that bloom is part of the process. There is a lot of satisfaction in seeing something bloom. Like I was thinking about our kids and a few examples that are non-plant related. Last night, Eli had a presentation called Famous Mississippians, and he chose Bailey Howell, who is a legendary basketball player here. And so he got up and he presented like he's Bailey Howell and talked about his stats and like all these things. Well, like Abby has done theater and she's done different presentations, but the last presentation, I mean, Eli's done some science fair stuff. And then I remember watching him in kindergarten doing a how-to presentation. But besides this, I mean, they had to research, write a paper, write the presentation, be in character, get up in front of the entire audience that was watching last night.
This is first year of college?
Right. Fourth grade. And like with confidence, like say these things. And so I always tell Justin when we go, and whether it's a drama performance we're watching our kids in or other kids that we know their families, or this last night, like I get emotional. Like I just cannot help it. I just want to cry. And he's like, why are you, why? And I was like, it's something about seeing how this process has started in January. I think the teacher gets them starting working on this Famous Mississippians project. And so I don't see a ton of the process, but we know enough of like, you got to collect your resources, you got to make your notes, you got to get your costume together, all these things. And so you see that whole thing. And then it's like last night was like, not to be cheesy, but it's like that amaryllis plant, like boom, like then you see this bloom. Yeah, like you get to see what all this other stuff leading up to it produces. And it's so much, to me, it's more satisfying seeing and knowing that story with that pop, like that bloom, than if I just were to sit down and I didn't know the kids and I just came. Like I would be impressed for sure, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would move me as much.
Yeah, I when you begin to talk, I went to my Twitter page, and it reminded me of this because I put this, like I wrote this in 2020, so I had a little sense. It says, "We miss the beauty of the journey because we are overly indulged with the destination." And so when you begin to talk about that, it made me think it's a movie. Now, Justin, I don't know, you may know this one. Ice Cube Are we there yet?
Oh my
Oh
God!
gosh, I know. I don't think I've seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
And what happened was Ice Cube in this. He's taking some kids.
Yeah,
I don't know if they was his nieces.
They
or
were
nephews,
his girlfriends.
his girlfriend's
kids.
children
Yeah.
somewhere, and everywhere they was going, like they was
Are we
tough to
there?
deal with.
Are we
They were
there?
tough to deal with. They was getting on his nerves. And every stop, are we there yet? Are we there yet? The whole time there. And it was like the kids that started getting on his nerves initially became kids he really loved and
loved, yeah.
appreciated once they finally got to the destination. And so it's kind of like what you were saying with that, and that's what I was thinking about with the planting and just the process of everything. Like I guess because I'm getting older, I'm learning to appreciate everything that leads to the outcome. It's like the outcome is satisfying, but the greatest satisfaction for me is the journey. It's like the moments that lead up to it. And you was talking about becoming. I think sometimes we miss like the blessing of becoming because we're always trying to look at what we want to be, like what we want to become.
Right.
And it's like this is a part of it.
Right.
Like this is maybe a tough moment, or you may be in a tough space, but this is forming.
Right.
It's producing something, and I think about, the Bible says we walk by faith and not by sight. So that side of wanting to see it a lot of times is I guess a gratification of the right now. But it's like when like you said, if you shift your mind to realize, man, I'm becoming something. Habits are being formed. A character is being formed in this process. Like I don't really have to overly worry about what I shall be, because I know everything that I'm enduring right now is playing a part into that.
Yeah. That's kind of cool though that you were talking about kids, because when I was coming in and just thinking about what we were talking about, I just saw like a cool like comparison of plants and children. And it was kind of like what you were talking about, how when you get to see the fruit of it. But it's kids and plants are so very familiar, like very similar, right? When you plant something, right, you did that part, but you have no strength of your own to make it actually grow. Like it takes water, it takes soil, and it takes sunlight. Nothing you can provide, right? And just us, like even at becoming a parent, right? You give birth, but there's nothing in you that can give it life. After you have, birth out, right? You can give it nutrients, but like it takes God himself to make every organ work, every breath take, like it takes him. And so, but it's cool though, even though we have no power, like as your garden, you have no power to make the sun shine. You have no power to make the rain, but you can cultivate the plant to be better. Even though you can't like, it's going to live with or without you. Makes sense? Like, but you can put it to where it produces even more fruit by pruning it, by making sure it's in a good place, making sure it has enough water, right? Same thing with life. Like, even as children, right? You can't necessarily bring them life because it's God himself, but you can train them up. You can help them be in the position to be the best version of themselves.
Man.
And so that's kind of how planting is. It's just like with parenting. You're setting up, and it's cool because it's very humbling fact, because that plant is going to make it with or without me.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to live because God has the control of living, but how well will it live?
Yeah.
And how well will it produce fruit? And so that's kind of cool what I get to see as we're planting, as we're seeing these things. When you get to see that fruit, you know the process of, I had to make sure I waited to put it out. I waited till the frost, I waited. I had to make sure it was like this week has been a week without rain. I had to make sure I watered it, and you get to kind of relate with those things. And then when it's producing fruit, be like, wow, even though I have no power to make it live, I helped it live to its best ability.
Yeah.
And so I get to reap the fruit from that. So
Yeah.
Do you talk to your plants, Jeremiah?
actually, you know what? I do.
I love it.
I'm like,
I started.
I said, come on, girl, I need some more. I do talk
Darius,
to
you need to talk to that sunshine plant.
Sing to it.
I got to be honest. When we first did I told you we did the landscaping at our house. So when we had the plants out there, Santana would tell me when we first got started, babe, I'm going to work. You got to water these plants every morning before you go to work. Because she worked like 45 minutes from the house, so she would get up earlier. And I would get up and I would be out there watering. Now, I do have a neighbor who's an avid Mississippi State fan. He's retired, but I feel like sometimes we are. I feel like it's a silent rivalry because I feel like if I'm doing something, I look up and then
He's over there.
he's doing it, and then sometimes if he does something, I'm getting up.
Wow.
He-
I'm gonna
he-
show him
hey, if he
the
mows-
next subject in the next podcast.
if he mows his
Yeah.
grass, I'm mowing mine.
Neighbor-
like
neighbor
that.
rivalries.
Listen, so I say that because I started watering the plants, and I heard through I think YouTube or something. Because I was trying to make sure I wasn't drowning them.
Right.
Because, you know, you be watering, you're like,
Sometimes you
this
can't
feels,
overwater
yeah,
them.
it's like, I don't know, this feels like much, you know. So I would start talking to the plant. But I think it was amazing because I just kept at it and I would talk to them. But when you start to see something, it would be very encouraging. I don't know. And I'm going to be honest, I think the plant was helping me live more than I was helping them live. 'Cause like, to see what it's producing, it made me, it's like, like what was hard to get up early, I started being.
Started enjoying it.
Yeah, I really started enjoying it. So it's kind of one of those things, like you said, just the process of it and seeing each and every day, realizing that I'm doing something that is producing something. Like something is going to come out of this. I just have to stay motivated, you know, and inspired.
You know, another fun thing that Eli took away from this whole experience and watching is they signed autographs at the end. So, like, they all had the 21 students that presented were all dressed up, and they all signed autographs around so you can go and you can get the autograph. And so they taught our kids how to forge signatures.
Wow.
He
What a
forged
lesson.
Bailey.
They had to practice. They practiced
They
doing it. He
did.
practiced Bailey Howell. You know,
Wow.
so,
Yeah.
you know,
It's funny.
Wow, man.
many of them were still alive, you know. Some of them
Yeah.
weren't. But, you
Yeah.
know.
So I
wanna
know.
get
So
illegal.
he's had two projects like within the last 2 weeks,
I mean,
right?
science fair,
Science
too.
Science
yeah.
fair. So let me ask you this as a parent, like based off of what you known him to do in the past, what are some of the things you was able to see him grow with these last two?
I think just he knows a lot. Like he absorbs
He's
a lot of knowledge.
intelligent.
He's very smart.
Very
Very.
intelligent.
But it's a very hard thing to it can be hard to translate that intelligence into communication of what you know.
Gotcha.
Listen,
Like Abby,
teachers, I've dealt with that. The smartest teacher in the
Right.
world cannot teach me. Does not make sense. I know
Right.
you're a genius, but you're not helping me.
you're not helping me right now.
Like,
Yeah,
no,
so
for sure.
I think the ability to not get have to face that fear, obviously, of getting up in front of a lot of people and be confident. Like I think we mentioned on the podcast, like confidence isn't necessarily a thing, but there's things you can do that would perceive people would perceive you as confident. So reading things clearly, being able to like your body posture when you're up there, you're not like moving around. So he did a lot of those things. As he got into his presentation last night, he started more eye contact with the audience.
Yeah,
and
but
so-
halfway through, he started really looking up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
He used inflection in his
There he is.
voice. He didn't just read at the same. He read at different paces. Stuff like that, like, you know, Abby's had more practice. So it's hard when you have two kids and they're gifted in different ways. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah, Abby will do that. But I don't know what Eli will do because he hasn't been in this situation. So it was really good to see, like, the things that I know he knows and is confident in could translate in front of other people. That would be my answer. I don't know.
No, it's the same. That was good. It's a good answer.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to ask you this question, Jeremiah, and we'll see if it's a good question. I don't know. But I think all of us could agree, Jeremiah is an impressive young man. He's good.
Oh,
He's good at a lot of things. You're very mature. You're very wise. So, but at the same time, I'm sure, you know, you're in positions in some places where you lead, but then you also are under leadership in other areas where I'm sure you have ideas or things that you would think, oh, this would work really well, but you might not be like in that position. And we all in some way, shape or form are in that. Like, it's not like, I don't think that we ever just arrive totally, you know, but there are places where you get in a more ideal position to lead. But I just am assuming there's still a lot of places where you feel like maybe, or not a lot, but anyway, where you might feel like I'm being formed and shaped and I'm still waiting or things like that. Maybe not, but your age, your abilities that I've witnessed, like I assume if it's not now, you have gone through that tension. And And so, like, I was just curious if if it's hard or comfortable for you to work, like, allow formation to happen and just trust that, or do you feel like you have to accomplish something? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense. Maybe you can just add to.
No, I get what you're saying. So it's uncomfortable, but the discomfort is actually what causes growth. So a lot of people don't realize, like, I was talking to someone, they're getting ready for a transition, and part of the transition of what they're doing because they had a tough time at that moment. And I just kind of encouraged them. I said, a lot of times, if we are in a comfortable place, we will never move. But what if the best version of you needs to move? The discomfort kind of allows you to go and forces you to go to where you need to go. And so, yes, I have a lot of different places where I am over something, and then I have a lot of different places where I'm under people. But what I've learned is when I'm over things, right, I have so much more respect for people to be under them because I realize the effort it takes to be over stuff. Like, for instance, I am over my worship team, right, at my church, but I'm also under my pastor. And so we get to have conversations, and I get to get mentored by him, and I get to hear some of the things that are good and some of the things that are bad. I get to hear both of those things. And then so, like, on one end, I'm like, whew, I'm glad I'm not in your position.
That's right.
And then the other end is like, it's kind of cool to be in that position,
right.
So I get to see, and I was telling one of the guys that were at FCA, he just started coming out too long ago, but he's a painter. He does paint, and he works under someone. I said, well, that's cool. I was like, maybe you work there, and then eventually you get to venture off yourself. But I told him, I said, don't skip working under people for now, because I said the amount of lessons you learn,
right.
And you get to learn it on their expense.
Right. That's
like,
so true.
That is the best thing. When you get to learn what not to do without having to pay for it, like, it's amazing. And
Some wise words.
Yes. And so when you're under some people or you're serving, first you got to know how to serve, because the best leaders are the best servers. And I've seen it all around, whether it's in church, whether it's in a restaurant, whether it's wherever. The best bosses are the ones who were the best servers or who are the best employees. And so just taking that time to kind of respect both aspects, because I don't think one is more important, even though everyone's goal is trying to be the top, right? But you don't realize how much stress it is. So, but it's good to kind of value both of them. Know you can learn lessons from both, and know that even though you may be at the top, there's a higher stake. But when you get to be at the bottom, you get to learn. I think you learn more lessons at a lower risk. So
that's good.
Just using both of those and knowing that they're both shaping you, they're both molding you, and I don't think we should ever overlook being under, because it's always good, something you can learn to help you when you get on top.
Is your natural demeanor kind of to be pretty content and just process, or do you feel like you wrestle with that?
I wrestle with it. I think every human.
Because you come across very comfortable in it. Like, if I were just to guess. And so I don't want to make that assumption. But
no, I've learned to enjoy the little things, because, for example, I grew up with my dad. We've had a lot and we've had a little. Okay, so my dad and my mom, they were doing very good. My mom started having seizures, so she wasn't able to work. They fired her, basically. My dad got laid off in 2009. He was driving trucks. He got laid off. He ends up making a sacrifice of driving buses. And he had opportunities to go back on the road, but he would rather be able to be with us and watch us in sports. And so I saw him in that aspect of working hard, not having much, but we were able to make it work. And so I realized how to be okay with a little bit. Like, I think it was Paul. He was like, I've had a lot. He said, I've had a little, but I've learned that you can do all things through Christ. I think that's what later on comes in. And so I think of how I was raised, being able to see a lot, being able to see a little, and knowing that you're going to be okay, I think that helps you have content and being able to adjust whatever room you walk in, wherever you are, just knowing that you're going to be okay. It's going to form you. It's just being okay. So I think that's what helps me wherever I go.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, just listening to you, and first, I've been able to embrace that and see that and experience that from you, you know, just as a working with you. And then, you know, I was just thinking, those I wrestle, like when you was talking about that, that's something I really wrestle with, because it's nothing like knowing you're a leader but not in a leadership spot.
It's hard.
And I'm saying because I've had the experience of seeing a lot of different things. I've seen people in leadership spots but not leadership at heart. So I'm having to follow. I remember one time having a conversation with my wife, and she was telling me, you just got to be humble. And I said, well, just think about it like this. You in a passenger seat, and you see somebody driving straight into a train, right. And you just having to sit like you see the like it feels like you see the wreck happening. Look, and so, but the reason why I say that is because like the aspect, because being a leader, it's certain things you can pick up on when you see it in other people that, man, they're a leader. They got like, you know, and so that. And I commend you for that, because even what you were saying was some great points to put out. You know, one thing I learned is God did tell me this one time, though, you're not trusting me. Because it's like when you trust him, you're okay with taking your hands off. It's like this, you get like, and once he shared that with me, it allowed me to take my hands off. And then I'm going to say this, submit. When you're a real leader, it's hard at times to submit. It's like you want everybody to submit to you, but for you to submit to something else. And like it's challenging. And I learned, you know, that sometimes even God is shaping our leadership and how we lead from the middle or lead from a place of following. Because it's easy to, you know, you can be that, because really leadership is influence. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you don't even have the seat, but you have it's like I got the influence of the room. And so like just to hear you say that, it just made me think about just different aspects and spaces. But one of the things that I'm learning, that even like you said, in following, there are things you'll be able to grasp. I think that if everybody can fully keep that in the forefront of their mind, even as a leader, I need somebody to submit to, somebody to follow. Because like, even in the spaces that I lead, and I know y'all will be able to kind of be able to connect with me on this. And some of the areas that I've led, what helped me to do better about the people that was following me was the uncomfortable feelings I had when I was following somebody else. It's like when you really can help the leader and you don't get a chance to say nothing, they tuning you out, it puts you in a place. Am I doing the people that work with me like that? Like you know what I mean? And it's like this. If you know how, if it makes you feel dejected, it makes you feel like not being a part, you don't feel, that helps you to say, okay, no, I can't. If I'm doing it, I want to be able to make sure that the people that are with me are not feeling like this. Right. So having those places of submission, they just teach you so much, you know what I mean? And so those are things that, like, I could connect with as you were speaking and as you were talking, because I'm going to be honest, that's hard for me. Like, I'm just telling the truth.
It's the ultimate test of trust.
It is.
Because you got to believe in the middle of that, like, it's still going to work out.
What about this? When you don't fully trust the person, but you got to trust God.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I don't trust them, but God, I trust you.
This might be a weak analogy. I don't know if it fully, like, works out, but I mean, even what you said, Jeremiah, like, the plant is going to grow whether or not I put stuff in it or not. Now sometimes they will die, but you know, the DNA, like what is already in that seed that's going to happen. And so kind of sometimes in those moments that I've had, it's like such a wrestle to get to that point to like let go of what I could give to this plant and just be like, it's going to do what it's supposed to do because God's in control of all of this. And that's a lot harder said than done. But sometimes we are in those positions.
I remember being here in the hotel room, and Josh Gilreath, our FCA director, actually came with us on the trip. And it was me and I think Andy, or maybe Andy Wilson, teammate. And I was sitting in that room, and I was like, I feel like I can do more for this team. I feel like my role can change. I feel like I can help our team more. And that was a year that things shifted for me. But he shared it. He's like, And Josh, classic, Josh, hey man, I think I got a passage for you. And he said,
That sounds like
hey, it's in Proverbs 21:1, and the scripture says it's the king's heart is like a stream in the hand of the Lord, and he will turn it whichever way he wills.
Yeah,
that's so good.
And so the authority above me is going to get directed by the Lord, however he sees fit.
No matter what that person thinks that they're
No
doing.
matter what they think, no matter what strategy or whatever, even if they're trying to come after you in some way, it can be turned in whichever way. And so we get a lot into that of like, oh man, I'm not in the right place, and maybe you're not. But most of the time, it's just, he'll turn it. You just have to trust.
And I like the story of Joseph because I think that story shows
good.
like
One
if
of my
somebody,
favorite stories.
it's just like there's so much of behind the scenes. And I know that he, was kind of, arrogant, it seems like anyways from the beginning, where it's like, I had this dream, guys, you're going to bow to me. But you can see how even though people meant him harm, even though people falsely accused him, those dreams still came to pass. Like he had no control. He literally was at the hand and the mercy of other people, and still his story panned out. So I think that that's a great story to be encouraged by. But formation is, it's always happening. It's hard. But I think that, at least for me, making an effort to work in our yard to make it a place that we can enjoy has and is teaching me things that I think if you're part of the process where I'm trying to change these garden beds where, I'm having to pull weeds and sometimes I can't get them from the root. And I'm like, great, I'm going to have to pull that one again.
Yep. See you later.
But I'm like, because it's a daily or every couple of days, I'm going out there and I'm tending to it. I'm observing what's actually happening. And so then I can see the growth. I'm just part of the process. And that's what, like, if I include all of that personally in formation, not just the bloom or what we see at the end of the process, but like the whole like weeding, pruning, mulching, pests, whatever, like all the things, it just makes what comes out of the ground and what blooms so much more satisfying to me. And I will say this is a little bit of a like tangent and we can wrap up here. But one thing that has been a challenge in sports college ministry is that what was satisfying in a season of college ministry of walking alongside people in their formation and in their maturing, I feel like what we're getting in college athletics is just the bloom when these kids transfer. Like, it's just what we can see, and we don't get to be like as part, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's such a difference. And I think I can feel the difference. I love I love all the people we get to work with. So it's not a matter of like if I care for these people,
right?
But I'm realizing, and maybe beginning to be able to articulate like how much this culture of sports is changing the experience of just relationships. It's like you're just getting what you can see, and you don't really get to be a part of that process as much, depending on who someone is. But that's what was, when I think back to times where you get an athlete at the school for 2 to 4 years, it wasn't just what they could produce at the end. Like, that was cool. And it's cool to see their lives now and see them thriving. That's cool. But when I think about them, I think about all the fun times we had and times where, we got upset with each other at times, like planning events or whatever. But like how we navigated life together, like that's what made the whole thing satisfying, not just seeing what they could produce at the end. I don't know if you want to add to that, but that was like another analogy that's like our reality now that's so different, that I'm like, yeah, when I get out there in the yard and I'm part of the process and then I see that plant bloom, that feels different than if I just were to, like, we planted that a year ago and I just go out and look and, oh, that bloom's there. Like, it's just different.
And it's at the right pace. I think that's the thing. There's a pace, a time to do something, but then there's just a watch it grow. And you just get to sit back and kind of enjoy that. The pace is different now. And I think that changes a little bit too.
Yes, the pace is a lot different.
It's so fast.
It is. And it's, if you're a person that have learned to be patient or learn to like the longevity of spending time, it could be a little discouraging at first, because it's like, well, this feels like I'm working towards something that's going to end up being nothing, but as being able to adjust. And then I do believe God allows us to have those moments. And I'm not just bringing him up, but like a Josh Hubbard, to kind of help you realize, like, there will be some. You know, I was on my way in here, and one of the players who's going to be here next year, like, he called my name. I didn't recognize his vehicle, but I just, like, turned around, and it's like you could see those small seeds of moments that you still choosing to be intentional. Right. You know what it is building, and so I mean it has changed the landscape of a lot of things. You know, that's just the truth. You know, but I just feel like as we continue to just embrace being who we are, and then realizing that, you know, you won't be able to quote. You may not have that experience with everybody, but you will have it with some.
Right.
You know?
For sure. Yeah, I just wanted to make that like little crossover analogy of how it feels. The satisfaction that comes with a process and then seeing the result. Like, it just feels deeper. As just a human, it just feels better.
It does.
So a couple of definitions, just real quick as we wrap up. Formation, an act of giving form or shape to something, or of taking form. And then to be mature, having completed natural growth and development. Those are things that I thought were interesting as I was getting ready for today. But anyway, any parting shots before we wrap up here?
No, I'm glad about Arbor Day. Got me a tree.
All right.
To go home and plant.
Start your garden today. You can do it.
Yeah, I just think Jeremiah shared some gold with us today. Not just the gardening stuff was fun, but just even what he was saying about leadership and the bottom at the top and appreciating both and learning as much as you can in both. And that's an ever-evolving thing. But servant leadership always wins in the long path, in the long haul, and it's sustainable. So that's a big thing too. Yeah,
I think that type of seeing a lot of things for me is just like tweaking how I see something. So if I categorize things almost in a linear fashion of like you start here and you climb your way to the top. That's one way you could see things. But if you see it's all for the sake of formation, then it's like it doesn't really matter where you're at.
Where you at? Yep.
You know?
Wow.
Like it can all be satisfying. We don't have to put these things in categories of like I can enjoy life. Things can be satisfying when I get to you can be satisfied in everything. Yep. Yeah. Because it's all the same.
The great prophet Miley Cyrus said
I thought you were going to say
the climb.
It's the climb.
It's the climb.
It's the climb.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Jeremiah, for joining us today.
Yes, bro.
On the pod.
For sure. Great.
Of course, it was another great hang, and we look forward to chatting again next week. Thanks for listening to the Created to Be podcast. To learn more about FCA at Mississippi State, visit www.msufca.org and follow us on Instagram at HailStateFCA_. If you would like to become a financial partner, visit www.fca.org/donate to sow into the work God is doing through FCA at Mississippi State.